Good morning. Hello. Hola.
Yo, good morning, Jay.
What's up, Mr. Rancho? How are you?
How you doing?
Good, good.
Awesome.
Good.
We have no Lucci this morning. I don't know what he's up to, but those of you who are gonna do the whole if Lucci's not here, I'm gonna take my ball and go home. This is your opportunity.
Throw a little tantrum on the floor. I want Gucci. I want Gucci. I want
Welcome in. What do you got going this morning, Jay? Every time I took a nice look this morning and I'm like, what the fuck? Why are we up here again?
And more green, right? I mean, I
Yeah.
really don't have anything too new to add to the equation here. More of the same. We do have some earnings. Anything catch your eye off earnings? I know Snapalicious caught a nice little beating.
Oh man, they hammered that thing.
Yep.
I mean, really hammered it.
Yeah. Anybody out there interested in dip buying any of these things? Oh, you know what else? I mean, it's not even considered down, but Uber I saw actually red for a change off earnings, but not by much. I think it's down just a couple
Did they have
points.
numbers today?
Yeah.
Yesterday? Sorry. Um,
Let me
I'm
see. Hold on,
I'm
wait. I just
still
want to.
astounded by how well a stock that sells faux Mexican food is trading.
Oh yeah, let me see that. Oh, Uber didn't report yet. So I thought it reported and was down. Uber didn't report yet. I think maybe it's at the bell. So Chipotle had great numbers again, right? They
It,
destroyed the estimates.
it is just a machine.
It prints money. That thing. It's just a
It's
money
unbelievable.
printer.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to. I'm looking towards names that are. I was hoping to see some names get sold off earnings. You know, kind of their price for perfection, as we were saying. Um, hasn't been a whole lot of it. Not on any of the names we're interested in. You got Snap down off earnings. You have Baba. I mean, I know you don't want that down off earnings. Amgen down a little bit off numbers. That was a little price for perfection as well, right?
Yeah. Listen, it's
Yeah.
it's so hard to tell on those. That's why I try to just take shots here and there, and
Yeah.
sometimes when they work, they pay really well, and when they don't, because I use spreads, you don't get beat up that bad. But I'm actually a little surprised at Amgen, just because I didn't think that it was necessarily quote unquote priced to perfection. I when I looked at it, I thought it probably still has more in the tank, and that's
Ah.
one I certainly would have gotten beat up on.
Oh, I thought okay. I thought you were taking the approach you were taking prior to that. So you thought there was upside there. So then
I thought there was upside.
honestly,
Yeah,
yeah. I wanted to pay a little more attention to the quarter because it's a name that kind of interests me a little bit longer term. I don't know if AI was talked about or blah blah blah, but we'll see if there's any longer term buying that comes back into the name now post earnings. If you're interested, that's where you want to pull the trigger. So you kind of got to pull back. Was it down $4? You know, it looks like nothing. And that's the last couple of days of the rally in the stock recently. What else do we have down off earnings? You got Enphase up 18% off earnings.
yeah, they crushed. I mean, that one is not necessarily a quote unquote surprise, but this is another one where I was talking about yesterday. I was like, it was in from a technical standpoint. I was like, I don't know whether you buy this or sell it. Just
Yeah,
stay out of the way.
yeah. That was a tough one. That's been a tough name, especially on the long side.
Yep.
What else we got? Any names of Elf, which has been a really strong name, is
Yeah,
up
Alf.
another
We've been
seven.
talking about Alf for a while too. Yep.
Yep. Um, what else? Roblox. They had
Yep.
earnings,
Yeah, we
and
were talking about Roblox.
yeah, we were looking at it yesterday. That's getting a nice pop off numbers
Yep.
there. So yeah, you got some movement. Again, some of you like Lucci likes when they gap up off earnings and they kind of been underperformers, and then he thinks that kind of he saw that in PLTR yesterday. What was another name he was looking at that did the same? I can't remember. But either way, earnings are moving some things around in individual names, so may open up some opportunities out there. But as far as the market's concerned, it's just more of the same here. And I think, Roger, the problem is going to become I think you're seeing a little today. SMCI is down while the market's up. You're going to kind of get stuff that doesn't make sense because this rally's so long in the tooth now. Not everything's going to go up with the market every day.
But is
Uh,
it? But is it long in the tooth, Jay? Is it?
the market itself,
Yeah.
here we have this conversation all the time, you and I, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially on the retail side, love to say the market's up too much and it can't go up anymore, which we know that's a crock of shit, right? That
Right.
means nothing.
Yep.
That only could get you in trouble. On the on the positioning side, I don't think the market's up too much, right? You still have hedge funds short. So you can't make the comment the market's up too much. I just think we could use a quick, healthy rinse to wash out all the jabronis that are chasing the names that are up every day in weekly options. And that's it. I think we need a rinse. But as far as big picture wise, is the market up too much? I don't think so. You can't say that with hedge funds not in the picture yet. So, I mean, that's the only way I can evaluate it. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. And I mean, it kind of goes into the same conversation that you see with, an SMCI. People say, well, it's just gone too far. I don't necessarily disagree with that it's gone too far, but part of the question is how do you say what's actually, fairly valued or not? I
Yep.
mean, everybody and their brother can put together some kind of an analysis that says, oh, okay, based on these fundamentals, a price should be, X, but more times than not, that doesn't even matter, right? I mean,
No.
it's what the willing buyers are willing to pay for something at the current market
That's it.
prices. They might
Uh,
not ever make sense, but that making sense doesn't matter, and it never has in the market, right?
in
Anybody who
any
has
market, in
tried to
any
put
market.
sense to something when they think it's not right usually winds up just frustrated.
Yep. And this market, especially over the last few years, we talked about this yesterday. This now, and it's probably because the addition of machines and algos and quants and everything else. Now this market, when when this market notices something, it doesn't hang around for
Yes.
everybody to get in. It doesn't give you pullbacks, it doesn't give you
Yep.
consolidations. It goes from A to Z, and
Yep.
overshoots the Z because of the
Yeah.
the rapid fire buying. So this is not the market of old where you wait for breathers, you wait for trust me, I know because I'm old school and I like buying off consolidation and breathers, and it just doesn't exist anymore. In the good stuff, it doesn't.
Right. Yeah. Not how you and I were taught, and that's what makes it difficult in any environment is
Yep,
when something changes, can you figure out how to change with it, right? So if what they're
exactly.
going to do is just run something, for example, an SMCI, like I mean, I had to just look at it and say, you know what, I have to put my money where my mouth is, and I've always said, SMCI is one of those things where if you can buy it at a significant or an area technically, you just get yourself time and hold your nose and wait it out, and
Yep,
then you get something like the move that we've gotten out of it. It doesn't always happen, right? It doesn't always happen that way, but you kind of hang around looking for that, and if you get it, you're stoked, right? And you don't argue with what's happening. You manage your position. That's why it's, in my opinion, that's why it's so good to be an options trader. It's a dual-edged sword for sure, but when it goes right and you manage it, it goes really right, and that's kind of what we look for. So it doesn't
yep.
it doesn't matter what the mystery is, right? You just manage the trade and let it go.
That's it, and that's you. I think you hit the nail on the head. Uh, this is strictly for options, right? Us
Yeah.
again, old school equity only players back in the day. You know, That's why you would wait for consolidations and pullbacks and
Yep.
corrections to get aggressive. And with options where you can manage your risk a lot more effectively, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you can fire, get a little more aggressive, like you said, pick certain spots. You don't have to be as disciplined if the risk reward is there. You don't want to be stupid about it, but if the
Hmm.
momentum and the risk reward's there, like you're mentioning SMCI, if you're right, you were going to get paid, right? If you were wrong,
Yes.
it's just a loser like anything else. And that's
Right.
kind of what you're looking at through the options point of view.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And there there's a difference between luck and making your own luck, right? Like I didn't know SMCI was going to do this. Like, are you kidding me? Like it's beyond expectations of how well it's done. But that's part of the deal, right?
Yep,
So if you can, you're looking all the time to say, is there probability for me to be in a situation where I could catch a move like that? And
exactly.
you don't get them all the time, but when you get them, they make a big difference.
Yep, and you don't need them all the time, right?
You don't
You
need
don't
them all
need
the
them all
time.
the time to find success. So,
Yep.
but yeah, so that's what we got here. I think we're still in that type of market. I mean, because you said it well said. You pick your spots. You don't have to get too crazy, right? You can
Yep.
risk a smaller amount of money to try to get that fatter reward. But I think the point I'm trying to make earlier on, whether we're too stretched or not, you want to be cognizant of there could be a pretty healthy and violent rinse that catches
Yes.
people off guard.
Yep.
And you made the point yesterday. You kind of want to be ready for that to buy. You know what I mean? As opposed to get caught in it. So you want to leave some dry powder for that if it does show up.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with that.
So
Did you
we'll
read
see.
what Katie put out on Twitter this morning?
Katie, who's Katie?
Chris Katie.
Oh, I thought you were some female Katie. Yeah, I thought I think you had a Kumara on Twitter or something. Um, no, what he's he'll
So
get my brain working. What do you say?
I know. Sometimes he writes some stuff that and I'm like, wait, what's he saying?
He's like
Um,
McElliott. He's like McElliott. Between him and McElliott, my brain goes into knots. But go ahead.
where the heck did this post go? Why is it not there? Basically, he was saying, hey, Japan is buying, and Japan is going to continue to buy, and if they have to average down into the meeting in March, they will do so. And if if the market is below their averaged in price, the Fed will cut. I'm Chris, if you're on here, explain what you mean.
Yeah,
Because I read it this morning and I was like, what? Wait, how does I didn't understand what he meant by
maybe he's talking about the
Japan.
bond market. Is he talking about the bond market? I think he's talking about the bond market.
Could
There's
be.
been some eyeballs on the auctions this week and again today, but there's been some healthy demand behind those auctions. So maybe he's referring to that, but
Could
that's
be.
just a guess on my part.
Could be. I don't mind, like, you look at an SMCI, I don't mind people trying to catch that thing for a short. Just remember, in something that's trending in a direction, whether it's up or down, if it makes the opposite move of its trend, it's typically an opportunity to get in on something that's going to continue in that trend direction.
Yeah.
That's,
Again, it's just
that's
odds, right? The odds are
yeah,
in your favor that the stock's been bouncing off pullbacks. There's going to be a time it doesn't,
right.
but more times than not, it will bounce, and that you're playing those odds. That's all you're
Yep.
doing.
Yep. Um,
Let's see what we got
there's
cooking
got to
here.
be some
Yes,
craziness happening. Let's see ENPH. Wow.
Snap getting
Yeah,
devoured.
it's getting whacked. I've hated on ENPH for such a long time, just because I was so bullish on the thing, and then it just went to crap. But I've traded this thing here and there for good scalps. But on a day like today, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, up. If it was down, maybe a different story here. But what else we got? So we open up with some strength. Obviously, Nasdaq up 100, ES up
There's
23.
So any of you guys that are in the long on Amazon, this thing's still, you know, just in my opinion, you just continue to write against your leap. We're rolled up 3 times in this thing now. Just continue to write, because if it breaks above the highs, especially this 1 sigma, if it does, you've got an easy flip on the right to catch direction, but it's clearly having an issue digesting post earnings. So in my opinion, this is a nice area for right. If you're long the Costco, similar type of scenario, but Costco still shows more, I think, more opportunity for upside. So be careful with the rights.
Let me X this out.
Brahma Bull's having issues with the stream this morning.
In the room?
Anybody else? He's saying, any tips for the stream? It keeps pausing to buffer. Switch to 720p. I don't know if that's an issue with anybody else.
Guy here about buffers.
I know, right? Yeah, somebody's posted in the room about ENPH. I mean, there was call buying at the end of the day, right? There was bull flow in ENPH yesterday. Somebody was buying 130s, 110s, 114s. Somebody bought a 340 strike. That's goofy.
Yeah. You know, it's tough with these names because there's been a heavy short position in this thing too. So you have shorts hedging into earnings. You don't know if it's a bull bet or a hedge. It's so difficult into earnings, the flow.
So that little alert was Boeing. People were getting fired up about Boeing yesterday because there was a lot of upside call buyers on it, and you had that headline and it fizzled out. Yeah. I mean, I was looking for a pop. It didn't happen. I took a scratch on Boeing yesterday. And it's now it's just pulling back. It's such a frustrating stock to trade.
Sure is. NYCB, they're buying puts already. That thing's green, right? It bounced or no? Let me see.
315 NVIDIA 700s.
Oh, NYCB back in the red, that thing. Just take it to zero already, for Christ's sake. put it ahead of its misery.
Take it out back and shoot it.
Seriously. I got a little PLTR flow, June 27s, a lot of action. Let me post the
that thing's still going, huh?
That was strong off numbers. Oh, was that the name? I think that was the name I was referring to. I couldn't think of.
Jesus, look at this thing is still going, huh?
Something in that quarter they were excited about.
Yep.
They were profitable again. I saw that. So that's a good sign. Here are the PLTR OI changes, guys, from yesterday.
Talk about another stock that has frustrated investors and traders alike for a very long time. I mean, since its IPO, right? This, the white line is the anchor from the IPO. I mean, until just recently, people were treading water on this stock for a very, very long time, and it finally moved for them. But you just sit in it from 2020, an average. No, thank you.
And still, even it got up here around this neck of the woods last run up, and then came all the way back down to 16 because of insider selling. It's been an agony to hold on to. Could be traded, but
people were trading Tesla yesterday. So, I mean, from a technical standpoint, on on a bigger time frame, looking at the daily, Tesla made a move up to its 8-day EMA, and it's having a tough time. If you traded it to the upside and you held, you did great. And that's a good place to either take some profits or roll.
Yep. You got rumors of job cuts there. That's why it's up this morning in Tesla.
Gotcha. Look at the CVNA. CVNA doing another one of its typical head fakes.
Yeah, that's a tough one too.
That's another tough one. That's another one you just got to sit in and set alerts and just wait it out.
You know what? These are the crap names. These are the names you're playing short squeeze in, right? The move is going to come off a short squeeze. The quality names are the ones that are being bought aggressively and they're crowding into the profitable names, the growth names, the names that don't have the fundamentals. I mean, strictly short squeeze. So you got to kind
Yep.
of sit and wait around for that. Sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my scalping since November when I got caught that day with the freaking platform going down on Fed Day, I have not traded my scalp account well at all. The only thing that's been working for me has been swing and long term. That's the only thing that's been working for
Yeah,
me in
stuff
this
you could be
market.
patient with. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
the
mean, that
only thing.
makes sense too in this market at this point. It makes sense. It makes total sense. Meta, you got some bull flow there again. Feb, what are these? Feb 515s? Yeah, Feb 515s. Only 60 grand, small sweep. Yesterday, we really didn't see any new buying in anything fresh or new. A lot of the repeat names. The only name that caught a bet that's fairly new is that Pfizer. And talk about a tough stock. Oof.
Yeah.
But that caught $1 million sweep. So something to keep an eye on if they come after it. Or if you like it already, you want to take a stab for a bounce. But that's a tough one.
I think from a scalp standpoint, you keep an eye on, but for example, like Nvidia right now, and the only way that I've been able to, I've not been able to scalp off of the open in forever. So I've just been sitting here and waiting for stocks to get to areas where they could turn, and that's the only place I've been able to try and pick spots. So like on this Nvidia, the one sigma down is at 670.37. Like I don't even want to trade Nvidia unless it gets to an area like that. Oh, look at this piece of shit is moving today.
Oh,
T-Rex.
oh, that's not a piece of shit though. That's a decent little
Well,
company
no,
there.
it's not. I know it's not a piece of shit.
Oh, look at that.
Look at
See,
the nice
that's a good
nice
looking
breakout.
name. Yeah,
Yeah, but look at what happened. Like, so I made money on this trade. It was a swing. I made money
yeah,
on it back in last week. But look at what it did. Look at what it did to get to here. If it caught you in the rinse, it totally flushed you out and then went for
yep.
a move higher. Like the only way you can trade this thing is to just kind of sit in it, set alerts, and walk
Yeah,
away.
but
Like,
isn't that what you just said? This is the
yeah,
market. That's
it's the
see,
only way you can trade this shit.
going back to my point earlier on, Chero, I think this is what we have to deal with until we get that healthy rinse. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? This is
yeah,
what this is.
yep,
That's why I want that healthy rinse, and we're overdue for one because I think it'll clean things up a bit. But this is the mess we got to deal with. You're right. Until we get
yeah,
that. But yeah, that Trex was a nice find. That's profitable name, nice look, not a bad looking stock.
yep.
You
Let's
got
see what
some
else
regional bank put buying again this morning. Not a lot, but a
makes
little bit.
sense. I mean, what's
That
carry?
VLY, they're buying puts in again. Valley, whatever. So you got NYCB and VLY put buying again right off the
Oh,
open.
NYCB got halted
Oh boy,
finally.
we got a party.
Take it out back. You only need one bullet.
Oh, the market's going to force their hand. I mean, the market's going to do what it's got to do until it gets
Yep,
something done.
yep. They got Silvers talking about ALB. No,
Somebody had,
no, thank you.
ALB again. Somebody
No,
had a
thank
great meme. What do they call those things on social media
you.
that
Meme.
are popular? Meme or
Yep,
meme? Yeah.
a
Um,
meme.
just to get to the gist of it, it was, I think it was with the cats. It's a famous, like a popular one with the cats, and it had one, being Powell. We can't cut rates in March, and then NYCB and the regional banks with a face in the other picture saying that's what you think, type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Forcing them to cut in March. The memes. I think I'm finally understanding those memes a little bit. A little bit. Roku's been seeing a little action. Yesterday was pretty strong. Again, it's in that bucket of squeeze names. ROKU. Let's see, you got a little action there today. March 110s. That looks like an earnings play to me there.
Here's your NVIDIA. See, this is kind of what I'm looking for, but it's what makes it difficult for me is if it's not at one of those bigger levels. I mean, I'm just looking for them to come back and buy. It almost doesn't matter where, but you got to be quick on these things, man.
I never catch an NVIDIA. Not that I try to play it. I try to play it a few times, and I just can't catch it ever. It's too quick for me. On the equity side, it's impossible. Forget it. Technical difficulties. What the fuck is going on over there? Coin, those are small puts.
Let me get that shit out of my face. There you go. Oh, guys, don't stop torturing me with the crowd, please.
All right, so they reported now.
I don't know what.
Oh no, I think we saw an earnings call buyer or something. I don't think they reported yet yesterday. Hold on, I gotta clear my cache again.
Their earnings, crowd earnings are not until March 5th. It just continues its march to the sky.
Yeah. Talking about quality names, right? That's one right there. Some light put action in some of the larger banks, but really light protection there, probably feeding off the NYCB hold.
Yeah, I mean, guys, anything cyber related and silvers, okay, you got a gap on FTNT, but they're selling it off. There's Ozzy jumping in.
Ozzy,
140 put March Goog. So he's got 1,500 contracts on the 140 puts.
Which name?
Google.
Oh.
Goog. Alphabet. I refuse to call it Alphabet.
Me too. I forgot it was even called Alphabet.
It's not a bad spot.
Another bank seeing some more put buying, that WAL, Walter Apple Larry. They're buying July puts. They bought some yesterday as well.
Western Alliance. I mean, now that's a short you might be able to get something out of. These ones that they're shorting that are $7. I'm like, for what? Like what? You don't have.
I say that all the time, but look at NYCB. I mean, $3. I say the same thing all the time. Why? Yep. How do you buy puts on a $6 stock? Meanwhile, it's $3. It's fucking ridiculous. I guess if you have the information and you're going to make money, you're gonna do it, right?
Yep.
If you know this bank is ready to go bust, but I agree. Let's see, are the Schwabs of the world selling off? Not really. That didn't really break down yet, Schwab. They're hanging in there. 61.89. Ozzy's going to buy NYCB. Why is that?
Him and Kelly are going to pool their money together.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelly doesn't want that headache. Kelly would buy it for the structure and then dump it.
I think NYCB just opened. They just saw some more put buying coming. FHN, that's another bank. Some more puts. They hit that yesterday. So that's the morning so far. Mostly just some regional bank put buying off the open. You got some green out of VVIX, pushing higher. VIX flat.
Kelly, I like that put position on Netflix. If it doesn't bounce here, I like that.
Look at Meta. Don't care about anything right now.
Listen, I don't blame guys for getting into the names that are working. I don't care if it's Meta, Nvidia, Google, Amazon, Tesla. To me, it doesn't matter. If that's what's working and it's working for you, you should trade that.
Yeah, these names have been strong. You got another financial name seeing some Lotto March put action. Oh, you know which one this is? This is the Blackstone Mortgage, BXMT. Boy, X-ray, Mary, Tom. They're buying March 17 puts. Oh, that looks like it's going to new lows. Well, test new lows. That's the one supposedly they have headaches. People swear they have headaches. You heard that whole thing, right?
Which
Remember
one?
they had Blackstone Mortgage. They had the what do they call when the investors take their money back from a fund? Redemptions.
Everybody
Yeah,
just
redemption.
redeems, right?
Yeah. So they got
Yeah.
they thought they were going to put them out of business, but they survived it. Yeah,
You
so
know
that's
who knows the mortgage biz? If you got a question about the
Oh
mortgage
yeah,
business,
Ozzy might know them. Ozzy might know them.
yeah.
Nice job, Erky, on that Budweiser, right in the
Here's your
Trump coattails.
move
Go ahead,
on
Roger.
Nvidia. So I have the 700 calls from 498. They're $6. So I'm gonna fucking tap out of that.
Nice. Yeah, look at these bounces. Look at that. That's hysterical. That bounce.
What is SMCI doing? That one's a little bit more choppy today, so you got to get some time. Broadcom had a nice pop, but this is harder to trade now too.
Both sides are just, I mean, they're scalps there for sure, but they're crazy moves. But yeah, that was a nice move there on that Nvidia. You got some more Fed speak all over the yard again today.
They're shitting in the yard is what they're doing.
That's what they do. Diarrhea mouth.
Yeah, Nvidia's still going. We got resistance here at 690. And we'll see if they push through that. Then you got 694, then 870, 700, and then 706.
Tesla, you got some put action coming in weeklies. Looks like some more Meta call buying.
Yeah, here goes your SMCI too.
So the only call buying I've seen here, Meta and then a little Nvidia. The rest has been mostly just put sweeps here. Let's see Tesla.
Under pressure.
Regional banks.
Low to mid single digits across the board.
See, I think what's happening every time these regional banks sell off hard, people get nervous and then they start to realize, oh shit, but you're gonna get rate cuts, and then they buy Nvidia.
I know.
I think that's the frame of mind out there right now. It's amazing where VIX is right now, even VVIX, with the regional banks on fire again. Amazing. China Online Education Spec Play TAL, catching a little repeat play. These are weeklies though. Weekly 11 and a halves in the money weeklies. China names were strong yesterday. What are they doing today? Oh, Baba's down off earnings, right? God, I'm lagging today. I'm going to smash the screen.
I think these little sprints that you're getting now in some of the names like the NVIDIA, the SMCI, if you can get there early enough and you don't mind hanging around on these little dips, you're okay. But the options, they're just, I like to collect the money as you get the little spikes.
Hell yeah.
I
They
don't like
could evaporate in seconds and you're taking a loss on that and before you
Yeah.
can blink.
Yep.
Especially weeklies. You
know what I mean? I dumped them at 6. They're 7.65 now. I mean, that's just part of the. Anytime you get a little wobble, I'm like, I don't care. I'm just taking the money.
Yeah, that's off a tick higher in that stock. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got some more PLTR weekly activity coming in here. PLTR again.
Now they're $8. Damn. That is the difference between scalping and holding. Big difference.
What's this? Cybersecurity name PANW. Some lottos for earnings 220.
Palo Alto Networks. Oh, that McDonald's was a nice buy off of the 50-day moving average. If anybody got into that, they really beat the shit out of this thing after earnings.
Yeah, I saw that. So on the call side this morning, nothing special. You got NVIDIA, you got some PLTR, so repeat activity in those names, TAL, a little weekly spec action. On the put side, mostly banks, regional banks, and a little Tesla.
There's your rinse on NVIDIA, kind of right on time at that resistance area of 690. So I guess the question is, how far do they rinse it, and do you get an opportunity to buy this again? I mean, this could be like all you get, and then you got to jump back in. That's what makes it hard on an NVIDIA.
Yeah, these names. Deutsche Bank, some put buying coming in there. DB. Barclays, BCS, some put buying coming in there. So all banks. Barclays is boy Charlie Sam. So the bank put sweeper is starting to spread their wings a bit.
Yeah, nice flop on the Tesla. This is kind of what I'm talking about. When you're in a trend, and the current trend in Tesla is unequivocally down, and you get to an area that is an area of resistance in a downtrend, you have better probability of shorting an area like that than you do of buying it. It's just the way the physics of it work. And that's why I always talk about managing your trade.
Key, another bank, put sweep, KY. You got credit not looking too healthy here. Obviously, with all the shit going on in banks, that's not too surprising. Yields are lower. You would think credit spreads widen out a little bit off of this. You would think, but who the fuck knows anymore? What are you looking for, Shank? Snow? Let's see. What do you got there? I think there's some weekly volume there. Snow. You got some weekly volume there. About 2,400 on that weekly line. Just accumulation of volume. Little protection in Microsoft weeklies. What the hell happened to my screen?
Oh yeah, those Nvidia 700s dumped out. So they were at $8, almost 850. And just like we were talking about with the snap of a finger, right back down to
That's what I
675.
mean. You can't. You're not going to get out of the tippy top of these things. It's impossible.
You got to sell
Crazy.
them on the way up, not.
Listen. I'll be dead straight with all you guys. I'm not ashamed to admit it. That's above my trading pay grade. I don't have confidence in my trading skills to trade those things as quick as you guys do. I'm being honest. I can't. You know. I mean,
We
you
still
really
love
got
you.
you can't think for a second. You can't. You know what I mean? You got to just push buttons, and you can't overthink shit. Because as soon as you start thinking, you're dead. You miss the price. You're done.
Yep.
Way too quick.
Listen, well,
So,
you can still have lunch with us at the Cool Kid table.
thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, don't discriminate. Tesla, you got some more puts. These are out of the money though. 170s.
Jeez, look at this. Look at this Lily. Like that's. I don't know how you decide to pick that as a place. Well, I need to just buy that.
But yesterday
Because
it gave back that whole move yesterday,
it
right?
gave back the entire move. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's like
Craziness.
If you're not holding that long term, you're freaking holding a gun to your head today.
Yeah. Just these random moves. Sky West. What the fuck is this? April 60s.
You know what I'm going to say about Goldman? I'll go over. After we leave the Gen Pop room and go to Steamroom only. We'll go over to the Ocho and talk about the Iron Condor setup on Goldman. It has been straight cash money. This has been a great trade.
Cash money, yo.
Cash money. That's as good as cash. Silver's talking about he added to Lily. Well done. Yeah, similar to Spotify, huh? Spotify did a similar move where it dumped and then came back. Oh yeah. Oh. Now you got some NVO call. That's your Ozempic. That's Lilly doesn't make Ozempic. NVO Novo Nordisk makes Ozempic. So don't go
They
buying.
keep what's his name? Lucci spreads false information sometimes. They do. And I get confused. DWAC Trump train. Choo choo. Yeah, a little DWAC sweep. Feb 9th, there's a weekly 47s little sweep on that DWAC.
I mean, I can't say I hate the idea. I'm not going to participate, but
That stock is crazy.
right.
Do you realize that thing went from 15 to 60 last week? Was it last week or the week before? 15 to 60. Oh no, that was the Iowa caucus. So that was a couple weeks ago.
Where did Budweiser still get at? Oh, look
Yeah,
at the Budweiser.
Topped again, I know.
Jesus.
We got to get some Trump tips going on here. Someone's got to get in that party. Son of a bitches.
We got to get him to talk about Wall Street Jesus and the steam room.
Yeah, anything we own a lot of, we need him to talk about, and we'd be in good shape.
This is a great American small business. Bigly. It's going to be huge.
Huge. That's huge. I got Disney earnings coming up. You got some repeat buying Taiwan Semi. That's one of the better name flow-wise of recent. TSM.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
April 125s. Adding to those puts there. A little bit BXMT, some more put buying. Meta, oh, that could roll, but you got some more call flow there. Meta might roll, yep. A little protection in Apple this morning. You got some more here. July 175s. Apple, oh, Apple is a little weakness with some strength there the last couple of days. PLTR, more bull flow. Oh, geez, highs. Uranium, URA, bull bet. Let's see where, what, oh, it's just turned 10 o'clock.
Yeah, semis. All the semis are moving again here. Even AMD's trying to get its swag back on. Oh shoot, that's an upside alert on Ulta. I think it's getting on the Elf news. That could be continuation of a move on the Ulta though. So that's I don't mind this idea.
Credit spreads look like shit, guys, right now. Credit looks like shit. Another bank put buying Ally. We saw some yesterday. ALLY.
Oof. The regional spider is KRE.
Yeah, KRE.
I'm tempted on some of these.
DPST, if you want to live dangerously, is the long triple KRE.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, there's a short one too. What's the short one, guys? What's the short of DPST? Anybody know offhand? I never write the short ones down because I'm a bull at heart, you know.
Brahma Bull. Whose hearts are broken by Baba?
The Communist Party.
He's just trolling me.
Yeah. You don't know by now they all try to get push your buttons with this China thing.
Yeah.
You fall for it every time you fall for it.
I know. It's so much fun.
It's so much fun.
I kind of got to take some of that Ally.
Yeah, you like the short there? What has it got?
Yeah.
It's got some room, right?
Yeah. What was the other one they were hitting?
WAL. That one you were talking about,
That's
I think?
right. Yeah, that was WAL.
Looks similar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those have been the stronger regional banks. They're finally getting to those. Microsoft, a little put action. So some of the big guys seeing a little protection. Again, not the end of the world, but Apple, Microsoft, starting to see some concern.
How much time did these guys take on this Ally?
Ally was shorter term. The other one was
223.
some more time.
That was shorter. Why don't I see these guys? 223, 34 and a halves. Where are you guys? Ally, 34 and a half. I don't even see the 34 and a half strike. Where is it? Oh, there you are.
Oh, you're trying to pull it up on the chain?
There's 800 of them traded.
Yeah.
That's a cheapie.
Yep. Yeah, they're just taking shots on a lot of these things.
Yeah,
That's what they're doing right now. Squeezometer up a tick, back to 60. So you got both China online education names seeing a little flow. The more quality one, if I mean that's funny, quality China in the same sentence, but EDU, Elliot David Utah just caught a sweep. They've been on a nice run though for a good 6-9 months. Some more Taiwan semi. I got AI. They report though AI, right? Let me see. They always play this AI ahead of numbers. This is a squeeze name. PLTR, weekly lottos.
Kelly, you're short. So you're short Google. Oh, there you are. 30,000 shares. He's short 30,000 shares of Google right now. A cool 4.5 milli.
Coast. Let's see what else was that. Anti-VIX. Oh, anti-VIX, you're on sell signal. Was that coming into today? No, that's right now. So you got a sell sig on the anti-VIX as well.
We had about 20 minutes left in the public stream. So guys, I always get trolled by you guys, so I troll some of you back. I have to. Keeps me entertained. If you're gonna troll me, I'm gonna troll you back. So if you're in the public stream, it's free for the first hour, and I refer to those of you who only want to participate in that area, which is fine, as Gen Pop. So we do have a trial for $8. I know that's going to stress some of you out, but it's for 2 weeks. Come join us in the Steam Room and see if it's a fit for you. And if it is, that's awesome. We carry on. There's not trades that just happen in the first hour. There are trades that happen all day, and you are missing out. Don't be Gen Pop. Be a Steam Room member.
Be part of the club.
Sit at the cool kids table at lunch.
Marvel, they report. When do they report? February something.
Hey, somebody tell Screek how to spell a lot.
Yeah, you busted my chops about that too. When you're typing, who separates the A and the L?
He threw 2 L's in there. That's even more egregious than you. That's way more egregious than you.
That's a little out of hand. Then I take that. That's a different story. 2 L's. That might be worse than lose with 2 O's. You see that a lot on FinTwitter. They always troll when like Lucci's post something and whatever it is, and you. How come you never show your losers? Fucking go back to fucking kindergarten, will you?
There's an IWM sweep that'll make you happy. Oh, trying to fucking decode the fucking mystery of the markets. There's your IWM sweep.
I mean, IWM's hanging in there.
I don't know why he gets fixated on IWM. He's the other day he's telling me, he's like, there's a lot happening in small cap world. Don't want to miss out. I'm like, dude, come on, like Roland, stop it. Go into the bathroom right now, look in the mirror and say, just stop it with IWM. Go. We'll wait for you. We'll be here when you get back.
MPW, that's another piece of shit financial.
Revamp, AML, and MDS studies. The delta.
What's he blabbering about?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't even listening.
Okay.
Oh, Boeing, I think.
Oh,
Poor
what'd they say? Yeah.
Poor production quality.
An impossible trade. I might look at condors on Boeing too.
CEO Larry saying Boeing quality has been improving lately, but they clearly have more to do. RYA in Ireland, the CEO commenting.
There's a Mickey D's bowl. Where'd he go? I just saw McDonald's. Weekly 2.8. Oh, those are deep in the money. Deep in the money weekly.
Yeah.
Mickey D's.
Right, yeah. You're gonna need to take a freaking condor with me on this thing if you want to stick around in it. Otherwise, it's gonna drive you insane. We'll talk about a condor on Boeing as well as on Goldman. Continuation of the Goldman Condor. Flight of the Condor.
You got a little buy program, looks like in tech, that just came in. A little more buying in EDU, that name I just mentioned. Feb 83 calls. Sweeper adding. So you got EDU 2100, call it 2200, Feb 83 calls, and a little weekly activity around it. Elliott David, Utah. Oh man, what happened here?
Yeah, those NVIDIA contracts are still going now. The 700s are up to 840 bid. If you had the stones to hold through that on a scalp, you are a better trader than I am. Hands down. That little rinse, this little rinse at an area of resistance, that little rinse was either an opportunity for you to get in or it was your opportunity to freaking take some money. But that's it's really common when you get these little moves up to flip stock to the chasers, to the guys coming in late, finally convincing themselves that that's the spot to get long, and then they get freaking hosed and rinse repeat. So you're up at 694. This is 1 sigma up on NVIDIA. So if you're trading it, this is a good spot to either consider taking some profits and or rolling up a strike. And if it gets a continued run to 700, awesome.
You got some adding in that TAL as well. Adding in TSM, Taiwan Semi, and this Marvel still catching flow. You got to dodge earnings at I think the end of the month. But there's been steady buying in that MRVL for a few months now on dips.
Get your dips here.
I posted that one.
Shank, I will answer your question after we depart from the public stream. Because we already give enough information away as it is.
Marvel reports March 7th. PLTR. They're still flowing over there. Unbelievable.
Well, it's gosh, man, there's a lot of energy stored in that thing, right? At some point, it gets released, and that's what it looks like. Release the hounds. Let's see what happens if they can get this thing up to like the 27 area. That's where you might see some trouble. 50% retrace on a fib big picture gets you to 25.5. So I'd be curious to see what happens there. Kelly, nice trade on the net. That's not an easy one in front of the number either. So what do you think? You think Dashlane is, besides being run up in front of the number, do you think it's responding well to like the CMG news?
Who?
DoorDash, DASH. Like, look at this Chipotle. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that thing's I mean, that's just an animal that's stuck. It's in that category of animals.
It's its own burrito. And
Dash, I think Dash is moving into the Uber number, I think.
Is it the Uber number? Okay, that makes more sense.
That's what I was told, I think.
All right. I got screwed so many times by DoorDash. I deleted my account. I was like, I cannot work with you guys.
I never used DoorDash.
I will use Uber Eats, but DoorDash just not, for whatever reason, just does not deliver well to me.
FLS, that's earnings.
Sweden to sell 3 billion Swedish krona of 2033 bonds on February 14th. That's Sweden.
What are they blabbering about? They're all talking at once.
Yeah, I think there are numbers, something coming out. Oh, oil shit coming out. That's what they're talking about.
Okay. Petroleum report. Yeah. Petroleum status, but that's at 10:30.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Okay.
They're giving the estimates, shit like that. Riley, another financial, RILY, your boy short that name.
Yeah, Mark Cohodes, you don't want to be in front of this one.
Mark Cohones. You got some puts there. Bank of California also seeing puts. BANC, some people buying.
What did they, on the Riley, what did they buy?
Riley, they played April's there.
April
7.5s and weekly. I don't know if they're rolling those. I'll post the lines, but April.
Oh, that's a big line.
Yeah,
that's a lot of activity. Fuck it, I'm buying some of those. I've never ridden a Mark Cohodes short before. I'm gonna do it now.
Right.
I'm gonna see if I get filled at $1.35.
NYCB, some more.
I don't care if it's hard to borrow, you fucking idiots. I'm buying the option. Get that fucking warning out of my face. I know. That's what I put my order in, and I get this fucking lecture on the screen about how the stock is hard to borrow. I'm
I
like,
thought somebody on
I'm buying
stream.
puts here, fellas. I'm not looking for the stock.
I thought somebody in the stream was heckling you.
No, the broker's heckling me.
This is crazy. This market right now. You got two different markets going on. You have the index is ripping as these banks get peppered with put buying.
Ah, that's the sweet sound of a fill.
Earnings 221. That's a solar name too. Oh, my screen's all out of whack. What happened here? There we go.
Trader Rick, come out from underneath your rock, bro. Riley.
Riley, Rick. Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all over
R-I-L.
Twitter too. You just don't want to. You don't want to be on the wrong side of that guy. He's.
You got a repeat bet in that ASML again, April 1100s. Just a lot of the same names, guys. A lot of the same names here. I mean, a couple of names you have off little breathers like that Marvel, MRVL.
29. Ooh, that's a big move.
The majority of them are all higher levels here. That EDU, the China name, not at the worst spot. But again, it is higher levels.
Contradiction in terms.
Damn. You get them. Strong program buying there.
On the Spizzy?
Yeah, just on the market as a whole, NASDAQ specifically.
Let's see. Go there. And delete. Guys, got about 5 minutes left in the public stream. Hope you have enjoyed your morning here, even without your, I should say our precious Sang Lucci. He too is frustrated by the current conditions.
Oh yeah,
it's
I think
hard.
You made that clear to everybody.
It's hard for guys like us to scalp. That's why I always have these other. I'm not saying I'm better than him. I'm just saying this is why I always have other buckets, because if I can't do something in a market like this, I still need to be able to participate, which is why these longer term positions work. But it is boring as fuck to sit here and not be involved in the action and just watch your shit go up. There's no doubt about that. It is fucking boring.
What was this? Talk about boring AT&T. Bull bet.
Look at the Costco. Long-termers, we're looking for 750 for our next roll up. So Costco appears to be on its way to that number.
Oracle, little action, weekly 118s and Oracle.
Even buying Oracle.
TTD, this is an earnings bet. 215, they report TTD.
Oracle's got a gap to fill. Bottom of that gap is 124. Completion of it gets you to almost 127, 126 and a half. Oh, there's a little spy there. And they're just a little shy of the 2 sigma up on SPY. So if you're looking to scalp it, I think you're a little early there. We'll see. That is for today's expo, the 495s. Silver's where you at? Where's it on SPX? There you go. All right, so the sigma on the SPX, 49.95. Skim is going to grab some Tesla calls. Good luck, sir.
You got a little Marvel adding here, MRVL, marches again.
Are you being serious? Is it massive? Jay, what do you know about the 10-year note auction at 1?
Yeah.
Why
Well,
is it-
supposedly there's strong demand, but that's the one everybody's eyeing.
Why? Wait, tell me about that. What's so special?
What am I, a bond guy? You're talking to the wrong guy.
Who am I, Miss Cleo?
No, the demand for the auction, but it's been strong all week. Yellen was bragging about how strong it was.
All right. Well, then we need to keep an eye on it then. So
Yeah, we got time. It's after this afternoon, isn't it?
Data coming up in about a minute. Crude expected.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
Barrels gasoline plus 500,000. Distillate expected minus 2 million. Better yesterday's API data we saw a small build in crude. Gasoline, they build 3.7 million barrels. Distillate minus 3.7 billion.
New 10-year note to be sold via 42 billion at 1 o'clock. That's big. 42 billion is a lot.
Yeah, I think that's what Katie was referring to.
Meaning Japan?
Yeah, Japan's buying.
I can never decode what he's talking about.
I think. I don't know. I could be wrong.
He's too fucking smart, bro. I can't half the time.
What about when he
talks,
gets into that psychology shit? He'll make your head spin.
Oh, make my head spin.
I gotta sit and digest it to understand before I even know what the hell he's talking about.
Crude stocks up 5.5 million barrels. Gasoline stocks minus.
All right, guys, 7:30. Thanks for joining the live stream. Remember, you got your opportunity for the trial. Come check us out.
Some repeat bull flow arm. Again, there was some leap buying.